What is going on, you guys? I hope you guys are still having a great day. Now, as promised, I am now going to be reviewing a film that I recently saw in theaters. I know I saw this about a week ago, but I'm now getting a chance. I'm now deciding to review it because, I figured that since, movie theaters are back open, I might as well start reviewing films that I've seen there instead of on streaming. And what better film to review than The Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It? Now, this film was not directed by James Wan, because if you guys don't know, he directed the first two Conjuring films, and this was actually directed by the guy who made The Curse of La Llorona. And when I found out that he was directing it, I was not really looking forward to that because I'm not a big fan of that film. But anyway, this film brings back Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga as Ed and Lorraine Warren, who are now handling the Devil Made Me Do It case, which was a case back in the 80s where a kid named Arnie, who was like 17 at the time, or maybe he was like in his 20s, I can't remember for sure, but he was in charge. But he pleaded guilty for murder. He pleaded innocent for murder because of demonic possession. And so Ed and Lorraine Warren are brought in to try to help him, or brought in to try to figure out what the issue is. And so I was pretty excited to see this film at the same time because when it comes to Ed and Lorraine Warren, I really like them. Now, and you might be wondering, what is my relationship with this universe? I actually like about half the films in this franchise. Particularly The Conjuring I like, Conjuring 2 I also like, and my personal favorite is Annabelle Creation, which is sitting right here behind the poster, which I really like. I really think Annabelle Creation is the scariest film of the franchise because it not only has got the scariest jump scares and the weirdest imagery, it also has the most emotional storyline out of all of them. And I felt like it really hit home when it came to a horror film, especially one about demons. And so yeah, but when it comes to the other Conjuring films, I have not seen Annabelle. That's the only one I've not seen, and I've heard nothing but bad things about that film. I'm not a fan of The Nun, and I do not like The Curse of La Llorona because I don't even consider that part of the Conjuring universe because they only make one reference to the Annabelle doll, and for me, it just didn't work. For me, if you're gonna make a good film, you have to reference a in order for a film to be part of the Conjuring universe, you have to reference a demon that was in another film, or you have to include the Annabelle doll, or you have to include Ed and Lorraine Warren in it. If you don't do those things, then for me, it's not a Conjuring film, in my opinion. So when they were referencing La Llorona, she was never referenced in any of the previous films, and there was no mention of anybody else that I was familiar with in the show. And with Annabelle Creation, it talks about how the doll was made. So that's another reason why I love Annabelle Creation. So yeah, and Annabelle Comes Home. It's fine. It's not great. I mean, it's definitely not as bad as La Llorona or The Nun, but still, that movie could have been better. So anyway, back to The Devil Made Me Do It. This is actually one of the films in the franchise that I actually like now. Now, because of this movie, I like 4 films in the franchise now, because before I only liked 3. Yeah, 3 of like 7. So, but now it's 4 of 8. So I'm happy about that. Now, when it comes to this film, I think that Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga as Ed and Lorraine Warren are fantastic, just like they were in the previous films. I think that they're if you ever tell me if anyone ever tells me there's another Conjuring movie with them in it, I'm honestly on board because they are the number one reason why I go to see these movies. Yeah, more than the Annabelle doll, more than some of the demons, and yeah, they are the main reason why I go because they're basically real. They were real people. I mean, they're both dead now, but I really can feel for these characters, especially with that husband and wife dynamic that they have going on, how they really care for each other. I really liked that aspect of this movie, and I felt that they really worked it out very well. There were some jump scares in the film that I think did work, some that you could see coming from a mile away, but they were still pretty shocking. Like there were certain parts in the film where I was watching some happen, then all of a sudden a jump scare happens, and I was like, whoa, jeez. And when I saw this movie, I was the only person in the whole theater. Like, I was sitting on the far left, and there were some seats that were supposedly reserved, but nobody ever came in. So I was the only one sitting in the theater, and I kept looking around as I was watching the film, and I was like, okay, okay. So you guys can tell I really did enjoy this movie. I do think that the whole concept with the devil, and also there's one where there's also a scene um, that was typically involved in not only like an underground catacomb that uh, leads to I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a desk where the main demon involved in this movie um, did her possessions and her rituals and stuff like that. I felt that that entire like third act of the movie was pretty scary, and also the young child was. There's a scene the first 10 minutes of this movie. I was on edge. That was probably the best scene of the whole movie for me because it was so crazy and insane that I just could not like stop like like there was certain things that were happening in that film in that first 10 minutes where I was like, okay, this is gonna be insane. Now, granted, this movie is not as good as the first two Conjuring films, but for me, it does have more rewatchability because when it comes to the Conjuring movies, they're films that you can watch like maybe once or twice a year and enjoy. But with this one's more rewatchable. Like you can watch this more times. That's just my personal opinion. It's probably not going to be everyone's, but that's totally fine. But guys, granted, I did enjoy The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, and I do recommend that anybody check it out. I'm actually going to give the film a B plus. I'm actually very surprised. I actually really did enjoy this film. I recommend you guys see it. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Please comment down below which film you would like me to review for in the future. Look forward to my next review, which is Fast 5, the 5th film in the Fast and Furious franchise. I'm really looking forward to reviewing that for you guys. So guys, thank you very much. Please subscribe, comment, like, share with your friends, and I'll see you guys next time.